Imagine you're running a marathon and the finish line is just a few steps away. You've trained tirelessly and your success depends on crossing that line on time. But as you approach, you realize the finish line is constantly shifting and you're never quite sure when you'll reach it. This is the challenge employees are facing at Elder Options. Employees at lower levels complete their required performance appraisal reviews on time, but the bottleneck occurs at the director level, preventing them from progressing to a final review by the CEO, leaving employees at lower levels in a state of perpetual uncertainty. Hello, everyone. My name is Salvi Andreola, and today I'm going to recommend solutions to this critical issue of performance appraisal reviews being submitted late. In this presentation, I will cover the following key points regarding Elder Options. 1. Overview of Elder Options. 2. Examine the current performance review flowchart process. 3. Identify the current problems within the organization. 4. Present the result of the employee satisfaction survey. 5. Show you the cost analysis for FormYard versus the ADP system. And last but not the least, I will share you my insights from comprehensive assessment of the identified problem. So, let's dive into it. My business sponsor was Elder Options, and my contact person in the organization was Miss Kathy Dermini, the Human Resources Manager. The specific issue Ms. Dermini asked me to address was the directors submitting their performance appraisal reviews behind schedule. Elder Options' legal entity name is called the Mid-Florida Area Agency on Aging Incorporated, or with the acronym AAA. It is a non-profit and a state and federally funded agency in charge of providing programs and services for elderly, people with disabilities, and their caregivers. The area of responsibility covers 16 counties in North Central Florida. Please visit their website because there you can find the list of available programs and services free of charge. Their website is www.agingresources.org. This is the map of Florida. The area I shaded in dark green represents the 16 counties that Elder Options provides services. The area of responsibility is huge. So, if you know of elderly, people with disabilities, and their caregivers needing help for free, please contact Elder Options. This slide illustrates the current annual performance review process in a visual flowchart. The vertical axis represents the staff member, while the horizontal axis indicates the time frame in days when the ADP system sends notifications to the concerned staff member before the report's deadline. The process begins with the ADP system sending an email reminder well in advance to the employee with a copy to the area director. The employee then completes a self-evaluation review within the ADP system. Then, The area director reviews this evaluation, and upon approval, it proceeds to the CEO for a final review. Once the CEO approves the evaluations, it returns to the employee for a discussion on the performance appraisal review with the area director in person. The final step involves filing the review in the cloud-based system. The bottleneck in this process arises when the area director delays sending the report to the CEO. Usually, as noted by Ms. Cathy Dermini, there have been significant delays, with the director holding the performance appraisal review for about 1.5 years before it reaches to the CEO for final review. These delays constitute the critical issue within the process. A recent internal survey using SurveyMonkey was conducted to assess staff satisfaction with the current ADP system. The survey aimed to determine the system's functionality and potential areas for improvement. According to the results, 44% of the staff found that the ADP system works efficiently, particularly as an excellent tool for annual performance reviews. SurveyMonkey data also indicates that over 70% of the staff find that the current system is user-friendly and effective. According to the leadership and 360-degree feedback from data sources and measurement dimensions, an alternative performance appraisal review technique that has been growing in popularity since the 1990s is called 360-degree feedback. Unlike the traditional top-down approach and annual reviews, the 360-degree approach links feedback from multiple parties, including peers, subordinates, and even external stakeholders. According to experts by Caravan et al., this form of feedback can increase reliability, fairness, and acceptance of the data by the persons being rated because the feedback is received from multiple sources and not just one source. A downside of this method is that gathering ongoing feedback from multiple sources is a more labor-intensive process than traditional performance reviews. If Elder Options is already having trouble motivating its directors and managers to conduct annual reviews, they might oppose a system that requires evaluation from several different sources for performance appraisal. I recently engaged in a virtual meeting via Zoom with Mr. Kyle Mulligan, who was the sales representative at PerformYard. The purpose of my meeting with him was to request a quotation for a new performance appraisal software in order to conduct a cost analysis to compare the existing ADP system. PerformYard subscription carries a monthly fee of $7,350 for 70 employees, which represents more than 187% increase compared to the current monthly rate of $2,557 for 70 employees for the ADP system. This cost does not include the payroll expenses associated with training the employees on the new software, should Elder Options switch to PerformYard. Another notable disadvantage of the PerformYard system is it only provides one specific feature which is performance appraisal software. While the current ADP system provides all inclusive features such as payroll disbursement, benefit and insurance management, governmental and compliance services, and of course, the performance management review. Based on my comprehensive assessment obtained from a personal interview with Ms. Dermini, the outcomes derived from gauging employee satisfaction with the existing ADP software and comprehensive cost analysis of ADP system versus Perform Yard software, it appears that the problem may not be attributed to the technology software that is currently in use, but rather it seems to be deeply rooted in internal systemic issues related to the organization's culture. This matter may warrant further investigation beyond the scope of my current research. My recommendations to solve the issue at Elder Options. Number one, optimize the ADP system over the new software adoption. Two, implement task-focused sessions for managers and directors. Three, enhance reward and consequence evaluation method. Four, emphasize the importance of completing reviews promptly through various channels such as emails, newsletters, and meetings. And last but not the least, highlight adherence to the organization's mission and vision throughout the process. So, in summary, to address this concern, it is imperative to establish clear expectations, rewards, and consequences, and to implement regular and transparent communication with entire staff. This approach will underscore the significance of providing regular and constructive feedback. By enhancing the operational efficiency of Elder Options, the agency can allocate a greater portion of its resources, time, and money, and focus on the crucial responsibility of assisting its service area's most vulnerable constituents. That's it for now. Thank you so much for your time listening to my presentation, and I hope you have learned some valuable insights. Until next time, goodbye.